Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Thank you for your tremendous support to this Cricket Happening show, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. One thing that I would like to say is that I'm very happy this Cricket Happening show. Dear friends and subscribers, as I always say, the wheels of my business, the wheels of this cricket show are you, dear friends and subscribers, and you have made this a very, very pleasurable experience for me, with more and more people joining in, more and more people subscribing to this Cricket Happening show, which is great. I'm sure you're spreading the word around. Well, it really gives me pleasure to say that since you have been very played a big part in my success as far as Cricket Happenings is concerned on a daily basis. I would like to just wanting to say something, dear friends subscribers, with you all subscribing to my Cricket Happening show. Today I'm proud to say that I am Cricket Happenings Brian Lara. I am Brian Lara of the West Indies, because the reason being I have reached 400 subscribers, and as you know, Brian Lara was the one who breached the highest individual score which was held by Sir Garfield Sobers of West Indies for many years, and then finally Brian Lara was the one who broke that record against England, as you would remember. I don't really remember the score right now, but he definitely made 400. I do remember that. But right now I stand at 407 subscribers, so I'm really proud to say that I am the new Brian Lara of Cricket Happenings here. Well, so let's let this Cricket Happening show be a sort of a respect to the great Brian Charles Lara, BC Lara, Brian Lara, as you know, Brian Charles Lara of the West Indies. Well, so let's start off this Brian Lara show here. Well, let's look at what's happening. Now, keeping on the records, I would like to start off with a very good record that was set today in Australian domestic cricket, where Phil Hughes, there was a match which was being played between Australia. As you know, there is right now a triangular series is going on between Australia A, South Africa A, and India A. And this was a match which was played between it was Australia A versus South Africa A, clashing in a quadrangular one-day international match. And Phil Hughes, the reason that I'm saying that I'm talking about Phil Hughes is that Phil Hughes, playing for Australia A racked up a score of 4 for 349, and the main feature, or the hero of this particular the hero of this particular total for Australia was Phil Hughes. Now, Phil Hughes, the reason I'm mentioning that is that he has become the first Australian player in the List A. As you know, these are called the List A matches, and he hit a double century. And till now, the record was being held by David Warner. But today, that record, David Warner, if you hark back to the records or you go into the statistics, you would say that David Warner was holding this record, making 197 runs for his team New South Wales against Victoria. This was in a Ryobi Cup match in North Sydney. Today, Phil Hughes has breached that mark, and not only that, he has become the first person in the Australian domestic one-day history to score a double century. So what a knock from Phil Hughes. So that was the reason I started off. Since I started off with talking about Brian Lara, I thought that let me talk about some records here and start off with the record, and that's the precise reason. And in this particular knock that Phil Hughes played, it was a 151 ball innings that he had, and he hit 18 fours and 6 sixes in that particular knock of his. And just also looking at some of the statistics as far as Phil Hughes was concerned, this was something which was absolutely wonderful, I would say. Phil Hughes has not been finding a regular place in the Australian team. Whether this will be a sort of a statement that Phil Hughes is wanting to make. But well, that is something which has to wait. There's a long way to go. Just talking about this match, Australia A made 349 for 4. Phil Hughes making 202, becoming the first Australian player to score a double century in a List A match. These are known as List A matches. Any domestic matches which are played are known as List A matches, and he was the one to breach that record. So he would be very, very proud to hold the Australian domestic one-day record. And as far as South Africa were concerned, well, they couldn't do much. They were all out for 201. Farhaz Behardine made the highest score of 67. Kane Richardson for Australia A bowled splendidly, 4 wickets for 45 runs for him. Now I'm going to leave you from here, and I will take you to some cricket news here. As you know, South Africa became the first team to beat Sri Lanka in a test series and in a one-day series for the first time. And today the South Africans, as you know, they are going to take on Zimbabwe. They're going to play one test against Zimbabwe, and they're going to play 3 one-day internationals, and also then in Zimbabwe for the first time there's going to be a tri-series which is going to be held between South Africa, Australia and Zimbabwe. And South Africa named their test squad for the one-off test against Zimbabwe. Absolutely no changes. They have decided to retain the same test squad that played against Sri Lanka, so they're going at full tilt against Zimbabwe. And then, you know, Australia will also be joining them, and then they will be playing a tri-series in Zimbabwe between Australia, South Africa and Zimbabwe, and that will be starting from 27th of August 2014. So that is something which says that, you know, Zimbabwe is getting an opportunity here, you know, and the Zimbabwe Cricket Board will also make some money with the crowds flocking in to watch these matches, and it will be a good exercise and a very good learning curve for all the Zimbabwean players to really do something extraordinary or do something absolutely notable, so that you know, one can really see that the Zimbabwe team is brimming with talent and confidence. Well, so this is as far as cricket news is concerned. Now we are going to go on to a cricket update. The reason being that right now it is tea time. I'm giving you the tea time score, but actually after tea players really started. This is the third day's play in the Investec Test Series, which is happening between India and England at the Rose Bowl, as the Aegis Bowl in Southampton. And India, well, I'm sorry dear fans, you know, my throat is a bit sore, but you know, cricket is so dear to me, and when I am getting so much of support on this Cricket Happening show from you dear friends and subscribers, why not, you know, strain my throat to the leash and still talk about cricket. Well, so India were the ones who played. That was the third day's play here in the third test match of the Investec Test Series. India resuming at their overnight score with Murli Vijay and Pujara at the crease. It was once again some testing bowling done by James Anderson and Broad. They beat the bat quite a number of times. Murli Vijay especially was not really looking sound there, and also Cheteshwar Pujara. But then finally Broad produced a delivery which Pujara tried to actually sway away from, but while swaying away, the technical mistake that Pujara did is that when you sway away from the ball, you have to keep the eyes on the ball and drop your wrist. And when he tried, I mean, he probably couldn't drop his wrist, and what that did is actually the ball grazed the edge of the bat, and Cheteshwar Pujara was a walker as he was caught behind by Butler of the bowling of Broad for 24 with 3 fours, which made the score 56 for 2. Virat Kohli joined in and joined Murli Vijay, and both of them played some very good strokes. In fact, Virat Kohli played a beautiful stroke, beautiful cover drive against the bowling of Chris Jordan. Murli Vijay too did one beautiful shot that he played. I thought it was an off drive that he played through the mid-off region, and both of them had, I mean, they couldn't do much, but they added only 32 runs, and that was the time Murli Vijay was a goner, as Broad actually got a ball which Murli Vijay incised down to his stumps, and Murli Vijay was gone for 35 with 5 fours, which made the score 88 for 3. And the Indian innings was never really got along, as Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane were there at the crease. But Virat Kohli, once again, it has been a big question mark on him. He has not been able to score a single 50 in this Investec Test series, and that has been a big blow for India. Even though India won the second Test match, it's very essential that Virat Kohli, who is the mainstay of this Indian team lineup, I mean, he's one of the main batsmen, and unfortunately has not been firing at all. And Virat Kohli today got a ball from Anderson, which actually moved in a shade, and Virat Kohli was caught into it, in the sense he had already he didn't play a stroke which was fully committed, I thought, because he was half forward. We say it is half cock. He was half cock, and what happened was the ball, by the time Virat Kohli realized, has already taken the edge off the bat, and it was Cook in the slip, so took a neat catch. And Virat Kohli, once again, not getting a big innings, was out for 39 with 3 fours, and England were really on the ascendancy at the time when Kohli departed at 136. But after that, Rohit Sharma came in and joined Rahane, and Rahane once again showed what a wonderful batsman he is. Today, definitely, he had his struggles initially. He was not really able to time the ball well, but then after a brief resistance, he started slowly playing some strokes. Rohit Sharma, well, I wouldn't say it was a very convincing innings from Rohit Sharma, but what it did is that these two youngsters, Ajinkya Rahane and Rohit Sharma, took the score from 136 to 210. So basically, this was the most fruitful partnership that India had, and if you look at it, it was almost 74 runs were added for the 5th wicket. That was the most fruitful partnership for India today. And then finally, just before lunch, Rohit Sharma, that was not a good stroke. Sorry, it was before tea. I'm sorry. Just before tea, a stroke which was played by Rohit Sharma, which was not good at all. He tried to actually just before tea time, he tried to actually loft Moeen Ali over the fence, and only managed to hold the ball out, and Broad in the deep took a good catch, and he was gone for 28 with 3 boundaries, which made the score 210 for 5. In walked in the Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni to join Ajinkya Rahane, who was looking good, and he was also looking in such a manner, even though initially he struggled, later on we were seeing that Ajinkya Rahane had got his bearings right, and he was really trying to stand firm, and also one got England would have definitely thought that probably Ajinkya Rahane is once again going to get on to a century the way he was batting. But fortunately, Moeen Ali was the one who picked up the wicket after tea time, when Ajinkya Rahane immediately after tea was dismissed, caught by a substitute, Terry, of the bowling of Moeen Ali, for 54 with 5 boundaries. And right now, the battle is still underway, but for India, it's a long way to go. Right now, I see that Mahendra Singh Dhoni, this partnership is doing its best, because from 217, exactly 50 runs have been added. As I'm talking to you, there's a 50-run partnership which has been put between the Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Ravindra Jadeja. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is not out on 23 with 2 boundaries to his credit, and Ravindra Jadeja has been more aggressive than both, and probably Ravindra Jadeja has probably taken the cue from Dhoni. As you remember, Dhoni said in the post-match press conference that he would allow Ravindra Jadeja to always attack the bowlers, and looking at that, I think that is probably justified, because Ravindra Jadeja has really taken that advice to heart, and he's definitely hit a lot of boundaries. If you look at his knock, Ravindra Jadeja currently is not out, batting on 26 with 5 fours. This partnership as I'm talking has reached under 53 runs, and well, things are looking pretty good as far as England are concerned, because England have managed to restrict India, and for India, the first thing now is to ensure that they avoid the follow-on, because there's still a long way to go. It is 369 runs is what India need to make to avoid the follow-on, and currently they require another 295 runs, but to avoid a follow-on, they require another 95 runs with only 4 wickets standing. So it is, and while I'm talking to you, Jadeja plays a beautiful stroke. Now this is what Jadeja is. Now Jadeja has got a good length ball from Chris Wokes, and well, that is absolute timing. I mean, as I said, Jadeja has really taken to what Dhoni has been telling. Dhoni has been always suggesting that Jadeja could be an aggressive player, and Jadeja is really showing it today, because if you look at his knock, he has 6 boundaries already in a knock of 30 or 50 balls, compared to Dhoni 26 of 62 balls with 2 fours. So Jadeja has really taken that advice that has been given by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and he's really showing it why. That's wonderful stuff. So let's have a look at. I'll see whether I can give some commentary till 3 more balls are there, and let me see whether I can give you some cricket commentary. As far as this particular third day's play is concerned, we are in the final session right now, and there are 3 more overs remaining. As in comes, it's Chris Wokes once again, still wicketless. Both the debutants have been wicketless. Chris Jordan and not the debutants probably. I mean, I'm talking about the new bowlers, especially Chris Wokes and Jordan playing their first Test match in this series. Both have been wicketless, and Chris Wokes is currently in operations. Comes in and bowls to Jadeja. Now this is a ball which is a short delivery, and Jadeja actually goes onto his back foot and pulls it, and he will get a single. So once again, now it will be Dhoni on strike, and Chris Wokes will be the one who would be running into bowl to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So as I said, once this over is over, I'll be winding up my Cricket Happening show, and then I will give you the bowling figures of the Englishmen, and then I will retreat from this Cricket Happening show. In comes Wokes once again bowling to Dhoni. This is a ball which is a fuller length delivery, but wide outside the off stump, and Dhoni decides against it. Once again, Wokes coming in, bowls to Dhoni, and once again there is no run. And well, dear fans and subscribers, while I'm leaving you with this live cricket update here from the Ageas Bowl here in Southampton, where England 569 for 7 declared, India in reply are 275 for 6 currently. We have another 16 overs to go for close of play on the 3rd day of this Investec Test match. Ravindra Jadeja aggressive, 31 of 51 balls, 6 fours at the crease. MS Dhoni is not out on 26 with 2 fours. The current partnership has yielded 58 runs, and India still require another 94 runs to avoid the follow-on. So England definitely doing well here, and they would definitely like to get some wickets here. So let's have a look at the bowling card before I leave this Cricket Happening show, dear fans, friends and subscribers. Looking at the bowling figures, James Anderson has been absolutely on the mark. 22 overs, 8 maidens, 44 runs and 2 wickets is returned. So Broad and Anderson have been the one who have done the early work, and then Moeen Ali chipped in. Stuart Broad 18 overs, 3 minutes 249. I thought Broad was much sharper than James Anderson, getting the ball to beat the bat, getting some edges. The ball was jagging in, and also there was a lot of pace as far as Broad was concerned. But as far as Chris Jordan and Chris Wokes are concerned, they have been struggling. They both have not been able to get a single wicket. Jordan 15 overs, 4 maidens, none for 53. And Chris Wokes 17 overs, 7 maidens, none for 52. Moeen Ali 16 overs, none for 2 for 52. He chipped in with those 2 important wickets of one also of both the youngsters Ajinkya Rahane and Rohit Sharma. So while I'm leaving you, dear fans, friends and subscribers, on this cricket show, which was a Brian Lara show because of me reaching more than 400 subscribers. So right now I'm going to leave you with this cricket update saying that India are 275 for 6. Another 16 overs to go for as far as this particular day is concerned. That is on the 3rd day of this Investec Test match. Hope you all liked my cricket show, which was a show which was actually I would say this cricket show was for Brian Charles Lara, one of the great and one of those attractive batsmen from West Indies. And the only reason that I call this the Brian Charles Lara show is because I reached 400 subscribers, and Brian Lara is the only one today in the annals of cricket test history who has actually reached the 400 mark. Not only that, he also holds the proud record of being the highest individual scorer in test history, and may the record stand. But for cricket, for cricket, what I would say is that someone has to go on and really go and usurp that record. I'd be pretty glad if that is done. That's it from you. That's it from me, your host for the Cricket Happening Show, dear friends, subscribers. Thank you very much for your support. Your host Ram will see you tomorrow. Thank you.